folks, road boy here, eventually getting round to doing my first vlog, or motovlog, whatever you want to call it. It's took me a while. I've been planning to do it now for a good few weeks anyway. I've just never got around to it, just never had the time. Even though I've been out on the bike a few times, I've just never gotten around to doing the vlog. So for my first one, I'm going to just take you a wee tour about around where I live, because you may have noticed I'm Scottish by the accent, but looking around, this certainly isn't Scotland. I live in a little small city, well they call it a city, I don't really think it's big enough to be classed as a city, called Sakon Nakhon in northeast Thailand. I've been living here on and off now for 6-7 years, maybe longer. I kind of forget. I just hope you can hear me. There seems to be quite a lot of wind noise today. You'll see I've got a GoPro stuck to the front there, but for some reason it seems to keep falling down, so I'll probably end up not even using the footage from that, if I use any of the footage that is. So this is Sakon Nakhon, just coming into the city itself. I live just on the outskirts of the city, and this is the city. I don't know what determines a city from a town. I would class it as just a big town. Is it population? I have no idea. I know, I think in the UK to be classed as a city you have to have a cathedral, I think. Is that right? Is that right? Somebody note in the comments below. I'm sure someone will know. But as for how they class a city in Thailand, I don't know, they just all seem to be cities. Unless it's one of the little villages out in the sticks, everything else just seems to be a city. People thinking, I mean, they look at me enough over here with being a white man. Now they've got a white man speaking to himself, they'll be looking at me like I've got two heads, basically. Oh, somebody's parked up next to it. Scooters everywhere. The whole city runs on scooters. Not everybody has a car, but I think at least everybody has one scooter. It's very much rural Thailand, this area. Well, as soon as you get out of the city itself, it's all just farmland, rice fields, that sort of thing, you know. But it's a nice enough little place. I like it anyway, or I wouldn't stay here. Apart from all the bloody traffic lights, but then I suppose you guys that live in the big cities that commute every day will be more than used to this. Little Kawasaki. It's not really a showroom, it belongs to one of the other Kawasaki dealers. They've just got it to show off some of the bikes. It's never actually open or anybody there. You go to the dealers, which is down here a bit, which we will pass just shortly. It's quite weird because it's like one Kawasaki shop, but they've got that place that we just passed and two shops or showrooms which are like one street apart. I don't really see the point in it, but hey ho, if they're making the money, then why not? Vespa, if you want a Vespa. And that's the Yamaha, but it's only small scooters, they don't do big bikes at all. Second-hand bikes, bike showrooms or scooters everywhere, little scooter shops. Not a lot of big bike shops because you don't really get that many big bikes here. You can get them, but not in Sakon Nakhon itself, too small. Kawasaki's the only dealer that does big bikes. So up there you've got a market, small markets, like a night market. You go around there in about an hour to 2 hours time and it's just chaos, absolute chaos. The old bell, that'll be a police car in front of me. Very good, stay on, stay on. So that was it, this is it, it's the main sort of thoroughfare of the city, if you like, you know. There's not a lot else. This camera keeps falling down, I don't know, something up with that mount at the bottom. I think it's a GoPro mount onto a non-GoPro part and they just don't seem to mate together very well. It doesn't, seems to just be, even though it's tight, it still moves around a lot, so I'll need to get that fixed when I get a chance. There's one thing I'm not sure if I'll ever get used to here is the heat. It's alright, but not when you're sitting at traffic lights with all the gear on. It's probably about just in the low 30s today, maybe high 20s, low 30s, but when you're sitting with full bike gear on and that sort of heat, you know about it. That's how I don't generally drive around in the city on the bike very much, because I like to get out onto the open road to keep the air flowing. But for you good people, you lucky people, you, I'll have just a wee jaunt around. Not that there's much to see, but hey, why not? Why not? Aye, more bloody lights, excuse the language. And a wee Vespa. I think that's the 150, the Super, it's a 150. My wife's got one, a little Vespa, an LX 125. The family scooter, if you like. Use it for nipping back and forth to the shop and whatnot. Great little things, but... And there's quite a big scene on them in Thailand in general. There's a lot of Vespa clubs and that, and they go do tours and stuff, so... There's the Kawasaki dealer right there, which kind of reminds me I've got to pop in there at some point, as this is not my only bike. I do have another bike, which is a Kawasaki Versus 650, which I dare say in time you'll see some videos of me on as well. I use this is a wee Honda CRF 250L. I'm generally using it for pottering about the town and the small village roads and that. It's a great fun little bike for that, and I use the Versus for the longer journeys. I've not had the Versus long, couple of months, but it is a good... The wife's been driving this the last few days, so the mirrors aren't quite where I like them, because I go out in the Versus and the wife comes out on this. This might turn into a bit of a long one. I thought it was going to be like 5 minutes and that would be me running out of things to say, but I can probably just speak in crap, but never mind. If it's crap, then just don't watch it. At the end of the day. We will take a right, nothing behind me. One of the things you have to watch here is all the cars, doesn't matter what size of bike you're on, cars see a single headlight and they think you're on a scooter, so they'll just pull out in front of you. Even though this isn't exactly the quickest bike in the world, but quicker than your average scooter. Not so bad during the day, but night time, if you're out at night in the city, it's bad, because cars just pull out on you here, there and everywhere. So you've always got to keep your wits about you, but then I suppose it's the same anywhere else. Move, little birdie. Take another right. Alright, cut in the corner, as they usually do. It's not too bad just now. It's about, what time is it? About 3:30 in the afternoon just now. Give it another hour or so to rush hour and it's just crazy. Cars and scooters play everywhere. What's going on here? Fence painting. It's just a little park where people go jogging and take their kids and all that sort of good stuff. It's got a wee free gym at that end that I've never been to and quite frankly never likely to be to. I hope you can hear me, there's quite a bit of wind noise from this helmet. I've noticed it's even worse on the Versus. When I'm on the Versus having the screen, it seems to come right off the screen and this wobbles about, so that's going to be another subject, is helmets. I think I'm going to need to get myself a new helmet if I'm going to be doing this vlogging caper. That there is Nong Han Lake. It's one of, if not the biggest freshwater lake in Thailand, I believe. I could be wrong, usually bloody am when it comes to things around here, but obviously something going on here. Mud all over the bloody roads. Nice and dusty. It's just the tail end of rainy season now, so they're getting into what they call cold season. Their winter basically, which is still, I mean, daytime you're still mid-20s Celsius, that is, for any Americans watching, mid-20s Celsius, and then night time, the coldest I've seen it here at night was I think it dropped down to like 7 or 8 degrees Celsius one night. Not last year, the year before. But even then, that was at a particularly cold snap then, and it never usually drops much below 20. High teens, 20s, low 20s. Aye, handy. Get past this dusty Huro truck. And that's it. I basically just went round in a circle and coming back to where I said that night market was. It gets busy. Whether you've seen much or not, I've got no idea. I might watch this back and you folk might never even see it. It might just be a lot of rubbish. Maybe, or maybe too long. I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, it's my first one, so I've really got no idea what I'm doing. Not like you pros out there that have been doing it years. Some folk, there is a few out there that I watch that just seem to be natural, you know. It just seems to flow. Whereas myself just seem to speak shite, basically. But never mind. Hopefully it's shite that people will want to watch. If not, eh.